really do not care.
I've had that impression.
Yeah.
But I want you to speak on it.
Yeah. I mean, I see why they would say that. But the truth is, and maybe this part needs to be said, the truth is, if someone thinks like that, or if someone thinks, I want to be with somebody solely because they have, it's not about how intelligent the person is. It's not about if the person loves me or not. It's just because they're light-skinned and for some reason I spoke to them and they responded. That's not someone I want to be with. And when I say that, I know, there are Black women like me that also think the same way. That's not someone you want to be with, because if you actually get into a relationship with someone like that, you're probably going to have to end up being a strong Black woman, which I don't think anybody wants. So that's not, to be honest, if that's what you want, that's fine for you. And nobody really, we don't really want to be with you. And that's just the truth. Yeah, this is the thing. I think it's always easy to talk about Black women. How do white women feel when they see white men with Black women? Do we talk about that? Are they also called jealous, right? Or are they all just happy for we've talked about passport bros, and we've seen white women react to passport bros. So do we call them jealous as well? Do you know what I mean? But it's always kind of easy to talk down on Black women. I think that's just what that is. To be honest, jealous about what would we be jealous about? For the most part, right? We're not seeing again, obviously, this is not the US, so we're not talking about celebrities or that's a whole nother conversation. But for the most part, when they talk about, so this person I was talking about, this is not someone I could ever even consider being with. We're just not on the same level like that. And that's what I find. It's people that are not, emotionally intelligent enough, mature enough, most likely not even financially stable enough. They, obviously, because their priorities are so silly, they just are just not on the level of somebody you want to be with. So, to be honest, if you think we're jealous, then that's on you, right?
But also, how do they know? How do they tell that we're jealous?
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking.
I've not seen
a
Black woman outright just come out and say, we hate it when y'all da 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 da. If anything, if that is said, it's said in the context of, in most cases, Black men, when they date lighter skinned women or women outside their race, they're doing it for different reasons than when Black women do it. And it's because they say it. They say it. You literally see videos on the internet where, those street interview videos, this guy just went around asking Black women with a white man, why are you dating a white man? And they would just say, oh, he's very nice, he's funny, he's da-da-da, speak on his character. But most of the Black men who were asked, they would be like, yeah, because Black women are angry, Black women are this, Black women are that. So is it because of things like that you then just come to the idea, you just have this idea that we are jealous, or what's that about? I've also seen people talk about how, there's the Black nod or the Black smile, we see each other on the street. And if you're Black, I'm going to do a polite little smile or a polite little nod, because it doesn't even matter where you're from. If you're Black, it's a universal thing. But I've seen people talk, I've actually experienced it. If it's a guy who's with a white woman and we see each other, I see you, see me, we actually make contact, eye contact, to say, hey, we acknowledge each other's presence. I smile, they will literally just turn back, just act like you're not in that space, you don't exist. Yeah. So it's things like that. Maybe that's then perceived as we're jealous, but no, we're not. We're just saying, date whoever you want to date. Just don't bring us in the chat at all. And also, let's just then remain friendly. I'm not smiling at you because I want you. It's just a universal Black thing. We smile at each other. We nod at each other.
My mom said something that was very interesting to me. Mm-hmm. She said, because similar to what you just said, but from an older person's perspective, she said anytime she sees a Black man with a white woman and they catch eyes, the Black man always seems ashamed.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. There's always this shame. There's always this immediate,
oh my goodness.
I've been caught.
Yeah, my mom said that.
Caught doing what?
Yeah.
So I guess from her perspective, it's not jealousy. It's more he's projecting, he's ashamed of something.
But let me tell you, I've actually had an interesting conversation with someone. Again, gosh, I really hope I'm not caught, but I'm a really social person, so I'm in different groups of I meet different groups of people and connect with them. So I've met someone that he's married to be honest, I'm not sure if she's German or not, but she's of a different ethnicity. She isn't black. And, you know, he met me and my husband and we started talking and he was just like, oh, how did you guys meet? Like, he was really, you know, in this case, he wasn't like ashamed or anything. Like, we just had a conversation. Oh, how did you guys meet, this and that? And he was like, to be honest, and I don't know if he should have said this, but he did. He was like, you guys are so lucky. So my husband and I are like younger than this person. And he was like, you guys are so lucky. When I moved to Germany, he had been here for a few years, more than we had. And he's like, when I moved to Germany and when I was here, you know, it wasn't easy to like meet black women. Like you couldn't just like, you know, there were actually a bunch of black men, but there weren't many black women. So like our dating experiences were different, but like you guys are actually so lucky that now there are more people and you can get together. And I mean, that's a different, you know, perspective. And I actually thought that was really cool that he said that, but I don't now know what that means in general, but like, I just thought it was like really cool that he said that, you know? Yeah.
So please ask this question to the men when you sit down with the men. Please ask them 100%. What it looks like when a black woman is jealous of them being with white women.
I would actually like to know. Yeah.
I will also ask them their experiences of catching an eye with a black woman with a white man. Yeah. See how that goes. Because obviously it's on both sides.